The rest won't be the wedding of the very last day. When at last well then I shall.
NCN News, I'm Melissa Vale. This weekend marks the anniversary of President Trump's first year in office. Senator Chris Van Hollen of Maryland says it's a year that has severely tested our democracy.
Past presidents, regardless of their political party or ideology, have understood that our American democracy is strongest when we unite around a sense of common purpose. President Trump has taken the opposite approach. Where others have worked to unite us, he has sought to divide us, deepening the divisions in our society rather than working together to achieve our goals.
Van Hollen used the Democrats' weekly media address today to call on the president to pursue a bipartisan agenda. He said if Mr. Trump does that, Democrats will work with him. If he does not, they will fight him tooth and nail. Activists are returning to the streets a year after 1 million people rallied worldwide at marches for female empowerment, hoping to create an enduring political movement that will elect more women to government office. Hundreds of gatherings are planned Saturday and Sunday across the U.S. and in places such as Beijing, Buenos Aires, Argentina, and Nairobi, Kenya. Once the snow finally goes away, chances are your vehicle will need a good bath. Road salt is very corrosive and can cause long-term rust issues for your car. Just hand-washing the top and sides won't do the trick. Matt Stark, general manager of Bunky's Car Wash and Carry, tells WTVD you should wash your car thoroughly.
It's hard to get up underneath the vehicle at the house, and especially inside the wheels and the wheel wells.
North Carolina Republican redistricting leaders say they'll go again to the U.S. Supreme Court to stop a ruling by federal judges, this one involving the state's legislative districts. Redistricting Committee Chairman Representative David Lewis and Senator Ralph Heiss confirmed Friday their plans to appeal to the Supreme Court a 3-judge panel's order approving changes by a court-appointed expert to House and Senate districts. You're listening to NCN News.
Break away from the everyday with Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue.
Okay, in less than 30 seconds, I know I can make you hungry. Ready? Here we go. Chicken breast, chicken wing, drumstick, pulled pork barbecue, potato salad, coleslaw, sweet iced tea. I don't know about you, but I'm starving. Where am I going? I'm headed to Smithfield's.
Break away from the everyday to Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue.
A Democrat in the governor's mansion, an unconventional Republican in the White House, new state House and Senate election maps, all important factors for politics and public policy in North Carolina. What does it all mean? Carolina Journal has the answers, available each month as a free newspaper, every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your #1 source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
Sacramento, California, like many places, has seen a steady stream of flu cases, and that led to a steady stream of people visiting West Sacramento's City Hall Friday to get their flu shots. KOVR-TV's Drew Balea was there too.
Kenneth Chin got the flu last month. He's not taking any chances for the rest of the season.
Knowing I'm protected for the end of the year, it's good. No pain.
2 months of high flu activity has led some people to get their flu shots for the first time.
Being a student and I work several jobs, so it helps to not get sick.
Others are wanting to protect those most at risk, like children.
We got hers a few months ago and thought it was important that we also got ours.
Across the state, hospital visits related to the flu have spiked, and deaths involving the virus have nearly doubled in a week to 74.
Authorities say a woman and an inmate have been charged after a county detention center in North Carolina intercepted a quantity of suspected heroin concealed in an incoming U.S. Postal Service parcel. A Henderson County Sheriff's Office Facebook post says detectives identified 24-year-old Carissa Alexis Jones as the supplier of 3 parcels of suspected heroin addressed to 31-year-old Jeremiah Dawkins as a result of a criminal investigation initiated by the detention center. The search continues for a 45-year-old towboat captain who went missing Thursday after his boat capsized near the entrance to the Pungo River in Beaufort County. Chris Newkirk is the Beaufort County Emergency Services Director and tells WNCT News.
As the storm passed, we continue to be plagued just by the conditions on the water. We've experienced very rough seas throughout the day. That's actually limited in some of the areas that we're able to search.
Dylan Farrow has one word for people who keep financing and performing in her father's projects: complicit. The adopted daughter of movie director Woody Allen says those who keep working with her dad are supporting someone who molested her and are helping foster what she calls a culture of silence.
Get your message to the thousands. Call the WCAB sales department today at 287-3356.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Funding for the government ran out at the midnight deadline after the Senate failed to pass a short-term fix to avoid a shutdown. President Trump tweeting this morning, placing blame on the Democrats. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell also blaming his colleagues across the aisle of holding the budget hostage over DACA immigration recipients.
The one reason we are where we are is because we couldn't close out any of these other component parts because our friends on the other side said, you got to deal with this issue.
Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer, who met with President Trump on Friday, says it's the president who didn't follow through, along with his own party, which controls Congress.
We all know what the problem is. It's complete disarray on the Republican side.
The Senate comes back to the drawing board today, but many Americans will start seeing the effects now.
The specifics of this shutdown remain unclear right now, but it could cost the U.S. economy as much as $38 million every single hour. Hundreds of thousands of federal employees will be furloughed without pay, and by February, members of the military could see their paychecks delayed. Now, essential services will continue, so you're still going to get your mail. Social Security benefits will still go out. TSA and air traffic control will still continue.
ABC's Maggie Ruley. The shutdown comes as President Trump marks his first year in office. 1 year ago, his inauguration sparked protests and marches. Demonstrators will be out again today. ABC's Marcus Solis is in New York.
Some 250 women's rallies and marches scheduled for around the world this weekend, but this will be the biggest one here in New York City. Now, last year, this was a huge event. 750,000 participants marching on the day after President Trump took office, and today they will be out again protesting many of the same issues that have come under attack under the Trump presidency.
You're listening to ABC News.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Providers help thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-345-2789. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-345-2789. 800-345-2789.
Vice President Mike Pence is en route to Egypt, where he will meet with leaders there on a fuel stopover in Shannon, Ireland. The vice president weighed in on the impasse on the government spending bill, calling on Senate Democrats to end the shutdown.
Democrats in the Senate, with a few exceptions on either side, chose to put politics ahead of our national defense, put politics ahead of meeting the obligations of our national government.
While in Ireland, Pence spoke to U.S. service members on their way to a 6-month deployment to Kuwait. An Oscar-winning actress has died. ABC's Dave Schreiber has more on Dorothy Malone.
Dorothy Malone won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her portrayal of an alcoholic nymphomaniac in the 1956 film Written on the Wind.
And I'd like to thank especially the Academy.
She played a TV mom in the 1960s primetime soap Peyton Place.
What do you think I'm made of? Iron. Every time I reach my hand out to help somebody, I get hurt.
Actress Mia Farrow, who played Malone's daughter on the series, posted on Twitter Friday, R.I.P. Dorothy Malone, my beautiful TV mom. Malone died Friday of natural causes. She was 92. Dave Schreiber, ABC News.
Tom Petty's autopsy shows his death last year was due to an accidental drug overdose that his family says occurred on the same day he found out his hip was broken. His wife and daughter released the results of Petty's autopsy on statement on his Facebook page. This is ABC News.
A good night's sleep starts with the right pillow. That's where MyPillow comes in, and we're excited to announce the MyPillow buy one get one offer is back. Purchase any MyPillow premium bed pillow and get the second bed pillow absolutely free. Go to mypillow.com, click on the buy one get one free tab, and take advantage of this limited time offer. Use promo code SKY at checkout or call 1-800-635-1825. That's mypillow.com, click on the buy one get one free tab, use promo code SKY at checkout.
Have you noticed what's going on at Oakland Feed and Seed? Cheapest price in town on propane refills. 20-pound cylinder, $11.99. Forklift cylinder, $17.99. And the 100-pound cylinders, $55.99. Whole corn, $6.99 for the 50-pound bag. 10-10-10 fertilizer, $9.50 for the 50-pound bag. 17-17-17, just $12.50 for the 50-pound bag. Check with Oakland Feed and Seed for all prices. You'll find them the cheapest around. It's a generational thing. Your dad and your dad's dad shopped at Oakland Feed and Seed. Oakland Road, Spindale. Locally owned and operated.
A ridge of high pressure to our south looks like it'll leave us with lots of sunshine to kick off the weekend. Few, if any, clouds today in most places. It'll warm a little more than yesterday as we'll have a southwesterly breeze and highs around 54 to 60. Tonight will be mostly clear. Late tonight, maybe a couple of patches of low cloudiness or fog. We'll look for lows in the low to mid-30s. Then we'll see mostly sunny to sunny skies on Sunday. We'll continue our warming trend, highs up to 57 to 63. I'm meteorologist Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
Well, it looks like it's going to be an absolutely beautiful weekend, but taking a look at the extended weather forecast, we have a chance of rain developing late Monday afternoon, otherwise cloudy on Monday, a high of 59, 70% chance of rain showers Monday night, then becoming cloudy by Tuesday morning with a low around 38. For Tuesday, lots of sunshine, high near 55. Sunshine Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Highs around 54 on Wednesday, 53 on Thursday, and around 52 on Friday. So quite a change from this past week in terms of the expected weather. This morning, we have clear skies across Rutherford County, clear skies across all of western North Carolina this morning. Current temperature reading here in Rutherfordton at the WCAB radio studios is 30 degrees on Saturday morning, January 20th. And coming up on the sports calendar today, we have college basketball action as the University of North Carolina Tar Heels do battle with the Yellow Jackets, the Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech. 12:30 today for the countdown to tip-off. That means tip-off today from the Dean Dome in Chapel Hill will be right around 2 o'clock. You can follow the action right here on the Foothills. Most Sports, AM 590, WCAB. 7 minutes past 7 o'clock, and it's time to take a look at the Saturday morning obituaries. And this morning, I have 4 obituaries to report. 34-year-old Mrs. Lolly Ann Bradley of Rutherfordton died Monday at the Spartanburg Regional Medical Center, a native of Rutherfordton. She was the daughter of James Cox and Judy Bradley Cox, who also reside in Rutherfordton, attended the Spindale Fellowship Holiness Church. In addition to her parents, left to cherish her memory, 2 brothers, Randy Bradley, his wife Lori of Bostic, and Ronnie Bradley, his wife Robin of Rutherfordton. Graveside service will be held this afternoon, beginning at 2:30 at the Fellowship Holiness Church Cemetery on Rob Long Road. Family will be receiving friends immediately following the service at the graveside. An online guest registry is available at harrelsonfuneralhome.com. Memorials are suggested to the Community Pet Center in Rutherfordton. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements for Lolly Ann Bradley of Rutherfordton. 44-year-old Mr. Craig Alexander McFarland of Forest City passed away Tuesday at his residence. He was a native of Rutherford County. the son of Clarence Jr. McFarland and Brenda Martin McFarland of Forest City, an ordained minister and a member of M&T Ministries in Forest City. Craig also worked as an iron hanger for Pike Electric. In addition to his parents, survivors include his wife, Cindy Reese McFarland, a daughter, Erica Reese of Forest City, a brother, Mark McFarland of Forest City, and a sister, Melody Miller of Rutherfordton. 4 grandchildren, a number of nieces and nephews are also listed among the survivors. Funeral service will be held tomorrow afternoon, beginning at 3 o'clock at the M&T Ministries in Forest City. Visitation will be prior to the service from 2 until 3 o'clock at the church. Burial to follow in the church cemetery. Online guest registry is available at PadgettKing.com. The Padgett & King Mortuary and Crematory is in charge of the arrangements for Mr. Craig Alexander McFarland of Forest City. 91-year-old Mrs. Faye Osteen Biggerstaff of Bostic passed away Thursday at CMC Cleveland. She was a member of the Walls Baptist Church. Survivors include 2 daughters, Frida Grant, her husband Joe, and Becky Ayers and her husband Billy, all from Bostic. Her sister, Betty Howell of Spartanburg, also 2 granddaughters and 1 great-grandson listed among the survivors. Funeral will be held tomorrow afternoon, beginning at 4 o'clock at the Walls Baptist Church, with burial to follow in the church cemetery. Visitation will be prior to the funeral tomorrow afternoon from 2:30 until 4 o'clock at the Walls Baptist Church. Online condolences may be made at washburndorsey.com. Washburn and Dorsey Funeral and Cremation Service in charge of the arrangements for Mrs. Faye Osteen Biggerstaff of Bostic. 86-year-old Mr. George Robert Aranda of Forest City passed away on Sunday, January 14th, at the Transylvania Medical Center. He was a native of Denver, Colorado. Memorial service has been rescheduled for Monday morning, beginning at 11 o'clock at the Fellowship Holiness Church on Deviney Street in Spindale. Online condolences may be made at crowmortuary.com. Crow's Mortuary, assisting the family of Mr. George Robert Aranda of Forest City. That is a look at our Saturday morning obituary announcements. 13 minutes past 7 o'clock, 30 degrees with clear skies on this Saturday morning, and momentarily we will head to the telephone. And I will be checking in with local law enforcement agencies and our own team of reporters who are scattered throughout Rutherford County. We'll find out if anything has happened overnight and find out what's in store for what looks like it's going to be an absolutely gorgeous, sunny weekend here in Rutherford County and western North Carolina as well. 13 minutes past 7 o'clock.
The entire team at Crow's Funeral Home and Cremation Services can help you with options available. They will help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved one. During this time, it's important to turn to someone you can trust and depend on. Crow's Mortuary and Crow's Mortuary and Crematory has a long history of trust and dependability. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory. That's 286-2304.
Thank you, Jim. Jim Bishop here in the Blue Room each and every Monday through Friday morning to wake you up and get your day started. As promised, we're going to head to the telephone now on this Saturday morning, and let's check in first at the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department. Officer Walker on duty this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Well, what do you have to report from the Sheriff's Department?
Last 24 hours, we received 108 calls for service, 13 arrests were made, and the jail is currently housing 201 individuals. Starting with incident and investigation reports. Kristen Ramsey reported a assault inflicting serious injury. Christy Fontino reported a felony larceny. Jennifer Williamson reported assault on a handicapped, a simple assault. And Roger Queen reported a larceny of motor vehicle. Moving to arrest. We've got quite a few of them here. Linda K. Stamey was arrested on misdemeanor probation violation. Michael McCormick for failure to appear on misdemeanor, 3 counts on that. Wesley Thompson was arrested for breaking and entering and felony larceny. Brett Donnelly arrested for failure to appear on a misdemeanor. Shannon Davis arrested for possession of Schedule 2 controlled substance, resisting public officer, and DWLR. Christopher Wilson arrested for failure to appear on a misdemeanor. Kenneth Hughes, failure to appear on a misdemeanor. Dennis Bradley, failure to appear on a misdemeanor. Kenneth Robert Hughes Jr., failure to appear on a misdemeanor. Robbie Clayton Cox, unauthorized use of motor vehicle. Jesse Burnham, failure to comply. Kellen Jackson, failure to appear on a misdemeanor. Adrian Darnell Camp, assault inflicting serious injury and assault on a female. And Jeffrey Callahan, failure to appear on a misdemeanor. Also, Tyrone Nichols for assault on a female. And that is all, sir.
Well, we do appreciate the update this morning. I hope you have a good weekend.
You too, sir.
Okay, thank you. That's Deputy Walker reporting in this morning from the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department. Well, Gerald, Lynn, and Clayton Tony at Southern Carpet in Forest City, they know how real life can be. They know that your kids are going to make messes. They know that the dog, the cat, the pets are going to track in the mud, the dirt, the snow, the salt from outdoors, and that's why Southern Carpet carries flooring products that stand up to the day-to-day, like Tarkett flooring. You'll find the widest range of flooring products that are both beautiful and resilient at Southern Carpet in Forest City. You can stop by and find out more about all of their fabulous flooring products. Southern Carpet, 1512 West Main Street in Forest City, directly across the road from the North State Gas Company. Now, you'll find some excellent pricing as well. They offer free estimates, expert installation. You'll find the perfect flooring to fit not only your home, but also your budget. So why not stop by, visit with Gerald, Lynn, Clayton, Tony, take advantage of their great deals, and choose from their excellent selection of Tarkett flooring. Southern Carpet, 1512 West Main Street in Forest City. You can visit their webpage online at southerncarpet.net. You will also find them on Facebook. And when you look them up and find Southern Carpet Forest City on Facebook, be sure to click on the thumbs up. Give them another like. Gerald, Lynn, Clayton, Tony, great folks to know, great folks to do business with. Local, homegrown folks. Southern Carpet, 1512 West Main Street in Forest City.
Your car only needs one place to prepare for the cooler months ahead. RS Speedy Lube, Railroad Avenue, Ruth. RS Express Inspection Station can get you back on the road and keep you legal. RS Speedy Lube Station has 2 lanes to get you in and out in no time. They carry wiper blades and will rotate your tires. Complete car care altogether, including transmission flush and car wash. Count on Chris and his team to take care of all your car needs. Make it your first stop. RS Speedy Lube Service Center, Railroad Avenue in Ruth.
That is the voice of the one and only legendary Tom Green. Takes you home Monday through Friday afternoons, right here on the mighty 590 WCAB. 20 minutes past 7 o'clock, and our next call of the morning goes to the Rutherford County Sheriff's Department 911 Communications Center, and Marie's on duty this morning. Good morning, Marie.
Good morning.
And what do you have to report from 911 today?
Okay, in the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications Center has processed 414 911 and administrative calls. For EMS, we've had 60 calls. For rescue, we've had 25. Law enforcement, the Sheriff's Department had 108. Forest City had 80. Lake Lure had 15. Loveton had 32. Spindle had 61. For fire calls, Lake Lure responded to a possible structure fire assisted by Chimney Rock, Bills Creek, and Fairfield. SDO responded to 2 motor vehicle accidents. And Sandy Mesh responded to a motor vehicle accident. That's all I have for the morning.
And we do appreciate the update and hope you have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, thanks, Marie.
And you're welcome. Bye-bye.
That's Marie reporting in this morning from the Rutherford County 911 Communications Center. Why not start off the morning with the best coffee in town? Fresh, hot S&D coffee, 12 ounce, only 99 cents at the drop-in food stores. You'll find a Bologna biscuit for only 99 cents. Enjoy a 15-pack of Coke, 12-ounce cans, only $3.99. 18 packs of Pepsi, $4.99. 2-liter Pepsi, 3 for $3. And don't forget the For Real milkshakes, 16-ounce, $2.99. Be sure to visit Major Lee's Deli for hot wings. Over 23,000 sold each and every month. Pizza available at $9.99. You can choose 1 or all 10 toppings at no additional charge. Also, you'll enjoy delicious hot dogs, hamburgers, egg rolls, potato wedges, honey mustard or ranch chicken wraps, chicken strips, regular or spicy, and choose from the many chicken dinner options. All fresh, never frozen. Drop in your hometown convenience store since 1991. Locations throughout Rutherford County, so why not? Come on, drop in. 22 minutes past 7.
Center is happy to introduce new styles of Spring Air mattresses. Some come with the cool gel that you're going to love. Remember the days when you could flip your mattress? Well, Spring Air is now offering the flippable mattress. Check out these for a really great night's sleep. The Recliner Center is needing to make room for some new styles of lift chairs, recliners, and sofas, and you're going to get some special deals on the floor models and extra inventory in the store. Now, you always know you get the best deals in town at the Recliner Center, and now's the best time to go shopping. Check on the inventory of new recliners, sofas, and lift chairs coming in. Now, some of the styles have a new water-repellent fabric. Water beads up instead of soaking into the fabric. Leave it to the Recliner Center to offer you the best choices and best prices. Ask to see the new wall hugger style furniture. Hours are Wednesday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 2. The Recliner Center on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Well, thank you, Lou. 24 minutes past 7 o'clock, and it's time to make our way up toward Lake Lure this morning. We'll stop off at the Fairfield community, home of the Rumbling Bold Golf and Beach Resort, and that's where we check in this morning with Homer. Good morning, Homer.
Good morning to you.
Looks a little bit different than it did a couple of days ago.
It looks A lot different. Glad to see the changes.
Yeah, it's going to warm up quite a bit today and tomorrow.
That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, we've had some very slick roads up here, especially Buffalo Creek, cars stranded, and it was kind of a mess there at one time, but we got it straightened out, and like I said, everything's sort of getting back to normal. There's still a few slick spots up here where the sun's not hitting, but overall, things are looking really good. Temperature is not too bad. Looks like it was about 30 degrees at midnight. It got down to 26 this morning, but it's back up to about 29, 30 right now. Got kind of clear skies, a little breezy up here. Not a bad morning so far. Gonna announce we have a wedding today, I heard. I don't think it's going to be outside, but we do have a wedding up here. We've actually got a few people staying here at the resort, expecting a few check-ins today. So pretty much just about an average weekend here at Rumbling Bald. Things are looking pretty good.
Have any idea when they're going to start letting the lake come back up again?
Yeah, we've had a few questions about that. I've heard around March 15th they're going to start bringing the lake back up. We've got another lake up here, Ball Mountain Lake. It's a smaller lake. It's down also, so they both should be starting to be raised back up around the 15th of March. Also going to announce we're getting ready for the road teams coming in. We've got the rowers coming this year. We've actually got quite a few teams coming, so hopefully the lake will start to come back up so they can get out on the water. So things are going to get busy around here pretty soon.
Yeah, I think Lake Lure is becoming a popular destination for the college rowing teams.
Exactly, and we've got several more teams this year. We've got some repeats of last year, but we got several new teams coming this year, which is good. So things are picking up pretty good, and we've also got quite a few weddings booked for this year, several more than last year. So things are improving quite a bit here.
Yeah, if you guys keep it up, it won't be too long. You'll be busy year-round up there at Rumbling Bald.
Yeah, don't remind me. But that's true, though.
Well, Homer, we do appreciate the update. Good talking to you, and hope you enjoy the weekend.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
That's Homer. He's reporting in this morning from the Rumbling Bald Golf and Beach Resort up on the shores of Lake Lure. 27 minutes past 7. We're still at 30 degrees, clear skies. Saturday morning, January 20th.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide daycare services for an aging parent or loved one. Rutherford Life Care can be just what you're looking for. Rutherford Life Care offers adults a safe and fun place during the day for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and daily activities. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. Call them today and let them answer questions you may have. That's 288-1697, 288-1697. Rutherford Life offers a staff of professionals who show the love and compassion that you entrust your loved ones to. That's Rutherford Life Care Services, located on Thunder Road, Spindale. Again, that phone number is 288-1697.
If your skin could talk, would you listen? Stop tanning and protect your skin from melanoma, the second most common cancer in young women 15 to 29 years old. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
We are country at its best with a blend of yesterday's memories. WCAB, Rutherfordton.
Well, let's head over to the Cherry Mountain Fire District, opposite side of the county, over around Bostic, Sunshine, Golden Valley, and that's where we'll find Sue Price. Good morning, Sue.
Good morning. It's a nice morning over here.
Looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I think we all are.
I got 25 degrees this morning. I'm a little colder than you are, but it's going to warm up and be a nice day. We'll get rid of some more snow. We still got a good bit hanging around, but it'll soon be gone with these warmer days. But it was a beautiful snow.
Yeah. I just stayed at home Wednesday and watched it.
Well, we've stayed in for the last 3 or 4 days, so it's been kind of housebound, but that's all right. We've enjoyed watching it and let's see, I don't have a single birthday on my church calendar. On my personal calendar, I got a birthday for Jeff Sampson, so I hope Jeff will have a good day. And nothing on Fairviews for today or tomorrow, and nothing on First Broad, so not too many celebrating over this way, but we hope anybody that is will have a good day. And for tomorrow, on my personal calendar, I've got Gene Campbell and J.B. McFarland, so we hope all those will have a good day. And in my announcements, today is the fundraiser for Benny and Ann Tony to help with medical bills, and it's a breakfast and indoor yard sale. The breakfast is for donations only. Fundraiser will be at Golden Valley Missionary Methodist Church Saturday, January 20th from 7 to 11. It says weather permitting. I think the weather's okay for that today. I hadn't heard any cancellation on it, so as far as I know, it's still going on and be headed that way in a little bit. Saturday, January 27th, will be Italian night at the Hopewell Hollis Community Clubhouse. That's 2500 Hollis Road. Menu includes lasagna, spaghetti, salad bar, French bread, and homemade desserts. Supper is sponsored by the Hopewell Hollis Ruatan Club, so come on out and enjoy a good Italian supper. They always have a good supper there and lots of good homemade desserts. See a lot of your friends and have a good supper. And so far, that's the only announcements I have. It's just a quiet, calm over this way, looking for a good day and a good weekend, and I hope you'll have one, Jay.
I hope you and Richard do as well. Looks like it's going to be absolutely beautiful today and tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
and then we can have some rain again come Monday night.
Well, that'll be all right. It won't last but one day, will it?
Yeah, I think it'll be in and out, and by Tuesday it's supposed to clear back up.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yep. All right, Sue. Good talking to you, and I'll talk to you again real soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
That's Sue Price reporting in this morning from the Cherry Mountain Fire District, Bostic, Sunshine, Golden Valley area. 28 minutes before 8 o'clock. Coming up later today, we have college basketball action on the air. University of North Carolina Tar Heels hosting the Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech. Yellow Jackets come to the Dean Dome. It will be a 2 o'clock tip-off from Chapel Hill today. Countdown to tip-off the pregame broadcast starting at 12:30. Jones Angel, Tar Heel Sports Network, all of the play-by-play action right here on the Foothills Most Sports, AM 590 WCAB. Coming up next, we will talk to one of the Tar Heels' biggest fans. We'll travel up to Union Mills and make contact with Brenda Kelly coming up next right here on the Saturday Morning Report on WCAB.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
All right, as promised, I have made the connection to Union Mills this morning, and we'll check in now with Brenda Kelly. Good morning, Brenda.
Good morning. How are you on this Super Saturday?
Well, it's going to be a beautiful weekend, and I'm all for that.
I'm all for it, too. I'm tired of this Canadian mess that they sent down this way.
I don't know if it came from Canada or even farther up north than that, but seems like we're getting our fair share of winter this year.
I'm telling you, it's been terrible. But ain't nothing we can do about it but just go from day to day and take each day and do the best we can.
That's true. You sound a bit better, but still got a touch of that bug, don't you?
Oh yeah, I was just about dead. I honestly believe that I was. I hadn't been that sick. I can't ever remember being that sick. And with bronchitis, anyway, I'm just glad I'm a little bit better. That's a great improvement, and I'm thankful for it. So we got Tar Heel basketball today?
Yep, 2 o'clock.
Well, good. I just barely remember sitting in here in my reclining chair when I was so sick. I spent more time in it, I think, than I did in bed. But I had the radio on and the TV on, and they were playing Notre Dame, I believe, and they won by 1 point, right?
Yeah, that was last Saturday. Yep.
That was a squeaker. I was scared they was going to lose it. I just barely remember that. But I tried to listen to it, and I don't think I done as much watching as I did listening. I just felt so bad, but I was just glad that they won it.
Yep. Had another good win this week. Tuesday, they beat Clemson.
Yeah. And who they playing today? Georgia.
Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
The Ramblin' Wreck.
Well, we hope that they win that too. I'm all for my Tar Heels.
Yep.
Well, let's see. I've got 22 degrees on the front porch. Birthdays today. I've got Monty Vega, Brian Bridges, Ruth Robertson, and Amanda Davis. And tomorrow, on the 21st, I've got Alicia Martin, Jessica Godfrey, Jason Camp, Lindsay Allison. On Round Hill today, it's Carol West's birthday, and I don't have any for tomorrow. So we hope all these people have a great old big day on their special day. And in ways of announcement, White House Community Buffet Breakfast Saturday the 27th from 7 to 10 a.m. Adults are $6, children 6 to 12 is free, and under 6 eat free. They have their building for rent if you want it for a party, a wedding reception, or whatever for $50 a day. You can call Diane Parker at 829. I think that's a 9. 625-4502. And that's all I have that I know of right now.
All right. Well, I hope you continue to rest up and get over this thing.
Well, I hope I do, too. I sure wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I wouldn't want nobody to have this.
Did you go to the doctor? Did he say it was the flu?
No, it's bronchitis. I went to the doctor twice. The last time I went, I don't even remember going. I called my friend. She come and took me. Only thing I remember was getting on the scales, and after that, I couldn't tell you. I don't remember them taking my temperature. I don't remember them checking my breathing or nothing. I just had so much infection in every little cavity in my body, I think. Sinuses and everything else. So they put me on the Z-Pack. I took that, and then they give me some. I think I'd have done a lot better, Jay, if I hadn't had an allergic reaction to the cough syrup they gave me. It had codeine in it, and I had never been allergic to codeine before, but I found out right quick that I'm allergic to it now. And I was doing better till then, and then I got way worse. So I think that might have had a lot to do with me not being no better than I am by now.
Wow.
I just can't take medicines. There's so many things I can't take, and I was taking Mucinex and Tylenol and my little old cough pearls. I think they're called Tussin Pearls. And something started breaking me out, so I just quit taking anything. I ain't took anything in 4 or 5 days, but the breaking out's about gone. My body don't handle medicines.
Yeah. You've been fighting this now for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, ever since about the first of the year.
Wow.
Let's see.
Well,
I think it started on the 4th or somewhere thereabouts.
What a way to ring in the new year, huh?
But at least I'm still alive.
Oh yeah, we're happy for that, Brenda.
I mean, look at these people that went to the hospital and the doctors, and 6, 10, 12 hours later they were dead with the flu or whatever. but I didn't have the flu. I didn't even have a temperature, but I felt real bad even without a temperature. So.
Well, you're sounding a bit better now, so
yeah,
let's hope that maybe a couple of more days you'll be right back up to 100%.
I hope so. But that's all I know of going on up here, so you have a good weekend.
Hey, you do the same. I'll talk to you again real soon.
Okay, catch you later.
Okay, thanks, Brenda. That's Brenda Kelly reporting in this morning from up in Union Mill.
Simple instructions on how to get a tax pro to prepare and file your 1040EZ completely free. Go to an H&R Block office or make an appointment at hrblock.com.
Return must be filed January 5th, 2018 to February 28th, 2018 at participating offices. Additional fees apply for EITC and other additional forms for state and local returns and if you select other products and services. OBTP number B13696.
If you have tax questions, we have answers. Visit the H&R Block in Rutherford County today.
If your skin could talk, would you listen?
As your skin, I forgive you. I forgive you for damaging me before prom, on spring break, and at tanning salons. But if you continue to tan, I hope you can forgive me. Forgive me when I start developing wrinkles and age spots. Forgive me if I develop melanoma when you're only 22.
Protect your skin from the second most common cancer in young women 15 to 29 years old. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
WCAB, 19 minutes before 8 o'clock. One more call still to make this morning. We're going to travel down to Ellenboro and check in with Sweet Thing himself, Luther Gillikin. He is coming up momentarily.
Stop into Save-A-Lot Grocery and save big money every day. Choose from a variety of name brand merchandise at incredible low prices. Save big on fresh meats, vegetables, pastries, frozen foods, deli items, and so much more. They are located in the White Oaks Plaza in Spindale. Hours are Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. until 9 p.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. That's Save-A-Lot Grocery Store in the White Oaks Plaza in Spindale.
Veterans, this is retired Army Colonel Greg Gadsden. In life after the military, it's our duty as veterans to have each other's back. If you recently filed a VA disability or pension claim and have been asked to go to a VA claim exam, I want to make sure you know what to expect. Go to va.gov and search compensation and pension exam to get the information you need for the benefits you've earned. Your VA claim exam. Know what's next.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs.
As promised, it's Sweet Thing time on this Saturday morning. Let's check in with Luther Gillikin from Ellenboro. Good morning, Luther.
Good morning. Sitting here waiting for the sun to get up, melt the snow away.
I think after today, pretty much all of it will be gone.
Well, a lot of it got gone yesterday. It was nice Wednesday, but it's what it says, it's wore out its welcome.
You're ready to send it back home.
Send it somewhere, because I've had enough of it. I'm not a cold weather person. I don't like the cold.
We've had our share of winter so far this year.
Yeah, we've had it cold. Doesn't do my rheumatism, arthritis any good. But hey, we're having a good day this morning. There's nothing going on there. Everybody just laying back, enjoying life, having an extra cup of coffee, listening to the news or doing something, reading the paper. Let's see now, though, we don't get the paper daily, do we? We don't get one on Saturday, Monday right here. Let's see, part of it, they're quiet. One is pretty quiet. Yesterday had 2 medical calls. Other than that, they're quiet this morning. Nothing going on with them. But I want to wish happy birthday day and see Miss Karen Black is having one today. And Officer Jacob Mooney is having one. And tomorrow, I my good friend Troy Murray, he's having a birthday tomorrow. Also, Taylor King is having one. And Miss Hope Bailey, she's having one on Sunday. So I hope they all have a great day and enjoy their day. And Jay, like I said, nothing else happening down here. You have a great day up there. We'll talk to you next time. How are you?
Oh, there you are. I'm sorry. Gilbert just walked in the door, and I was distracted there for a second or two.
Well, he's got a way of distracting people.
Well, Luther, I hope you have a great weekend.
I'm going to have a great time. You do the same.
Okay, thanks, Luther.
All right, take care.
That's Luther. Sweet Thing Gillikin on this Saturday morning. Gilbert Carmona is in the building, and in about 15 minutes, we'll talk taxes. Gilbert talks taxes coming up at 8 o'clock. Gilbert, he'll have all kinds of information to share this morning, and we look forward to it. By the way, if you have a question about taxes, taxation, wondering about, can I deduct this, can I deduct that, you can always call us during the show. It's an hour long from 8 until 9, and you can call the radio station, and I'll pass it along to Gilbert, and he may be able to answer it immediately right here on the air during his program. Let's see, in just a minute, I will open up the telephone lines, try to find out who is celebrating a birthday or an anniversary this weekend, today being Saturday, January 20th, tomorrow, Sunday, January 21st. Telephone number is 287-3356, 287-3356. I'll open up the telephones, and we'll find out who's celebrating. And from the calls received this morning, we'll pick a name at random, and that person will receive a $5 gift certificate, good at the Mi Pueblito Mexican restaurants.
Have you heard the 3 big lies about Medicaid eligibility? First, if you need a nursing home, Medicaid will take your house. That's not true. Second, if you transfer assets, you have to wait 60 months to qualify. That's not true. And third, if you're already in a nursing home, it's too late to protect your assets. That's not true. Please call attorneys Gerald N. Willis, Ken Povin, or Martin Gerard at the Arledge Law Firm for a free consultation and learn the truth about Medicaid and eligibility and nursing home care in North Carolina. It's more likely than you think that you may qualify and not lose everything you own. Call the Arledge Law Firm today at 287-3338, located on East Court Street in Rutherford. And again, that's 287-3338.
If your skin could talk, would you listen? Stop tanning and protect your skin from melanoma, the second most common cancer in young women 15 to 29 years old. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
right, this is going to be your last call for birthdays or anniversaries for this weekend. So if you or somebody you know is celebrating, last chance, 287-3356, the number to call, 287-3356. We have about 2 minutes left to call them in. Today is Saturday, January 20th, and let's find out who is celebrating birthdays this weekend. Let's take a look at our Gilkey Ruatan calendar, and I see the Monty Vega, also Brian Bridges with a birthday today, Ruth Robertson, and Amanda Davis. And then celebrating tomorrow up around the Gilkey area, we have Lindsay Allison, also Jason Camp, Jessica Godfrey, and Alicia Martin. Alicia Martin celebrating birthdays tomorrow. Let's take a look at the names that have been called in to the radio station this morning. In Rutherfordton, Brandy Carter has a birthday today. Former resident of Rutherford County turns 42 years old today. Happy birthday to Jerome Cash. Also in Spindale, 42 years young today, Angie Alexander. And celebrating in Rutherfordton, he will be 35 tomorrow. Happy birthday to Bo Watson. And celebrating her 19th birthday in Spindale, Lydia Kircher. Lydia Kircher. Happy birthday, Lydia. And, wow, that's quite a few folks celebrating this weekend. Momentarily, we'll select one of these names at random, and that person will win a $5 gift certificate good at the Mi Pueblito Mexican restaurants with 2 locations here in Rutherford County. On Oak Street in Forest City, directly across from the Tri-City Mall, and the location in Rutherfordton at the intersection of Charlotte and Washington.
Today's hits and yesterday's memories, WCAB Rutherfordton.
And I'm going to pull a name at random now and find out who is going to win that $5 gift certificate to Mi Pueblito, and it's going to be Lydia Kircher. Lydia Kircher, celebrating her 19th birthday today in Spindale. Lydia, congratulations. We'll have that certificate here at the radio studios on Whiteside Road. You can stop by in the next day or two, pick that up, and then enjoy that great food at Mi Pueblito. I had lunch yesterday at the Mi Pueblito in Forest City. Had my enchiladas, I had my chips, I was in great shape, had that great sweet tea. They have some of the best sweet tea in town, in my opinion. Always enjoy the good food and the good folks over there at Mi Pueblito. 6 minutes before 8 o'clock, and that means we are 6 minutes away from the tax man, Gilbert Carmona. Actually, he is an enrolled agent. He may not come knocking on your door trying to collect any taxes you owe, but he'll, hopefully as little as possible. He'll try to get you the guaranteed biggest refund he can possibly give you, but he'll do it the right way. Yeah, Gilbert talks taxes, 8 o'clock this morning, and once again, if you'd like to call in a question, our number is 287-3356. Now it's time for news from the North Carolina News Network.
NCN News, I'm Alyssa Vale. The federal government shut down at the stroke of midnight Friday. That has halted all but the most essential operations. CBS News correspondent Nancy Cordes has more.
If Republican leaders get their way, this shutdown will not last long. They are hoping that Democrats join them later today in passing a bill to keep the government open for just 2.5 weeks. They say that should give them enough time to craft a compromise, providing legal status to those so-called dreamers.
Experts say the flu season apparently hasn't peaked yet, even though they thought otherwise. 32 states reported high patient traffic last week, up from 26 the previous week. It was the busiest week for flu symptoms in 9 years. In New York, state officials say a drastic rise in flu cases hospitalized more than 1,600 this past week. Hawaii is the only state that doesn't have widespread illnesses. Reports show flu widespread over the entire continental United States, which is unusual. Yesterday, the U.S. Supreme Court delayed a lower court order that would have forced North Carolina Republican lawmakers to redraw the state's congressional districts by next week because of excessive partisan bias in current lines. CBS News senior legal analyst Andrew Cohen has more.
The justices may have decided that they want to resolve a Texas redistricting case first before they tackle this North Carolina case, and the court has taken up for review a case involving Texas districts found to be drawn in a racially discriminatory manner. The bottom line is that sooner rather than later, this court is going to have to issue new rules around the country in these partisan redistricting fights.
Authorities say a malfunction caused public warning sirens to be heard near a North Carolina nuclear power plant. North Carolina's Department of Public Safety said on Twitter Friday afternoon that the sirens that went off around 1 p.m. were a false alarm. Authorities said there was no emergency at the Harris nuclear plants. You're listening to NCN News.
A Democrat in the governor's mansion, an unconventional Republican in the White House, new state, House, and Senate election maps, all important factors for politics and public policy in North Carolina. What does it all mean? Carolina Journal has the answers, available each month as a free newspaper, every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your #1 source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
Break away from the everyday to Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue.
In less than 30 seconds, I know I can make you hungry. Ready? Here we go. Chicken breast, chicken wing, drumstick, pulled pork barbecue, potato salad, coleslaw, sweet iced tea. I don't know about you, but I'm starving. Where am I going? I'm headed to Smithfield's.
Break away from the everyday to Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue.
Just a year after taking the oath of office, what's the betting President Trump will resign or be impeached?
Irish bookmaker Paddy Power says there's a 64% chance President Trump will leave the White House before the end of his term. Of the 10,000 bets placed in the last year, just 82 people wager he won't be impeached. Since the book Fire and Fury, Paddy Power's probability for impeachment this year jumped to 40%. Other bookies give similar odds. William Hill figures that even if he does survive through this term, Mr. Trump has just a 33% chance of being re-elected. Larry Miller, CBS News, London.
The outgoing president of a North Carolina university is leaving the class of 2018, something else to remember him by. Elon University President Leo Lambert will step down March 1st, will deliver the commencement address May 19th. Lambert announced last February he was stepping down as Elon's 8th president. Considered one of the most influential figures in the history of the university, Lambert has served as Elon's president since January 1999. A A tow truck driver has been killed after his wrecker ran off the road and slammed into a tree in Durham. Police have identified the victim as Danny Mangum. The crash happened Friday morning at 10 o'clock. Ricardo Garcia tells WRAL he heard the crash.
I was in bed still, kind of, and all you hear was a loud boom. And normally around these areas, because there's a lot of construction workers, you normally tend to hear that because they usually like lay off material and things like that, so I didn't make much of it. It wasn't until that I stepped out because I heard the honk going off, like it just didn't stop. So I was like, no, that's not right.
A British coroner is awaiting the results of tests to determine what killed Cranberry singer Dolores O'Riordan. She died Monday at age 46. An inquest into the singer's death opened today. The singer was found unresponsive in her hotel room and was declared dead at the scene. The police do not suspect foul play.
24/7 WCAB is serving the foothills of the Carolinas. Learn more about us at www.wcab59.com.
We should kick off the weekend with plenty of sunshine today and little in the way of cloud cover. We'll see a southwesterly breeze warm us a little more than yesterday with highs about 54 to 60. Overnight tonight, mostly clear skies. Late tonight, there may be some areas of low clouds or fog. We'll have lows overnight in the low to mid-30s. We'll continue to warm up some on Sunday under mostly sunny to sunny skies. Tomorrow's highs upper 50s to low 60s. Then we'll see increasing cloudiness by Monday. I'm meteorologist Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
Good morning, everyone. That was the International Morse Code Signal, the SOS, and that marks the beginning of my program, Gilbert Talks Taxes, because, as we all know, taxation with representation has not been such a good idea either. We all need some representation these days. My name is Gilbert Carmona. I am an enrolled agent. An enrolled agent is a person enrolled, licensed by the IRS to represent taxpayers. I represent taxpayers with appeals, all kinds of nasty problems they may have with the IRS. I also prepare tax returns. I also do estate planning, financial planning. I'm a business consultant. I have securities licenses. If it has to do with finances, I'm the person you want to talk to. I told Jay this morning I would argue that I am the most researched program on taxation on the radio. I spent hours poring over this stuff to make sure that I give you current, relevant information, because this information is changing almost daily, it seems. Good morning, everyone. Rutherford County, you're listening to me on WCAB 590 AM. Those of you live streaming us in the Blue Room at www.wcab59.com. Northland Cable Channel 5 subscribers, good morning. I have two offices. I have one in Rutherfordton at 113 Whitesides Road. I have another one in Polk County in Tryon at 226 South Trade Street, the beautiful Art Deco building right off the historic downtown. If you need to get me, my telephone number is 828-289-9300. Now, this is a live show right here on this 20th day of January, and we are here. The temperature outside is a beautiful 30 degrees. It is clear outside and cool, and they say it's going to get up to about 60 today. We're going to break 60. The rest of that snow is going to melt. I don't know about you, but that caught me off guard. I didn't think that was going to happen, but it happened. We got snowed in for a day and a half. Oh, couldn't get up the hill. And the pansies took a beating for it, but they look like they're going to be okay. I've got a lot to talk about this morning. I really don't know the direction to go in to begin with. But let me start the program this way. I'm really sad just about the media and what's happening with our government and the attacks at our president. It's got me, and it's not just, this isn't about whether I'm a Trump supporter or not. This is about the president of the United States of America. And the way he's being treated is beyond horrible. While we're sitting here getting ready for the program, there was even a news story that just came on, what bookies, gamblers, people that place odds and bets, that they're betting against him. Well, they were betting against him winning the election. Okay? And where were they? Where was their fortune telling when they were saying he was going to lose? I'm on record. I came on this program a year and 3 months ago, and said that God spoke to me that this man was going to win. And not just me, people across the nation. That he was Nebuchadnezzar. He was being set up as Nebuchadnezzar in the land. That the authority of God. You know, the phone just rang. That reminds me. If you have a live question, this is a live show. If you have a question, I will try to answer it live. If you have a question about taxation, call. My engineer this morning is Jay. Jay will get your call. Call us here, 828-287-3356. I did want to say that right away, because people do call with great questions. So let me get back to it. The way he's being treated, the way the media is treating him, he won. For a year, they've been trying to delegitimize, is that the word that they use? Delegitimize. I didn't even know that was a word till I heard it in the media. Delegitimize. Yeah. They're trying to basically say he didn't win. No, folks, he won. We voted for him. We supported him. We supported his agenda. We supported everything he stands for. He's the first president to speak at a pro-life rally, an anti-abortion rally, in 45 years that we've had this law, Roe v. Wade. In 1973, 45 years ago, he's the first president to speak live. He said there are aspects of abortion that just bother me. That we have a president with a soul and a heart after this country and after the people of this country. And it grieves me to no end what's going on. But if God put him there, God will sustain him, because we believe in a powerful God, in a righteous God. And so far, everything this man has done has just shown his heart. But enough. I mean, just enough is enough. Now we have this government shutdown. Like this has never happened before. This is the number 8 government shutdown we've had. No, wait, I'm sorry. Is this the 9th? This is the 9th. This is the 9th government. So there have been 8 before. There have actually been 18 instances where there's been a budget deficit and an impasse that almost triggered a furloughing. And they call it a government shutdown. It's not a government shutdown. They're furloughing non-essential personnel. Call it what it is. It's a temporary layoff till they come up with a budget. The reason they did that is because there's no budget. How are you going to pay these workers when there's no budget? Anybody who has a budget at home understands that. But a government shutdown, so it scares everybody. Our government shut down. Really, our government shut down. Some would argue that's a good thing. I'm not going to go there. I'm just not, because that could be a whole 3-hour program. And you could go on a rant about it, and a lot of people would agree. That's not the point I want to get to. The point I want to get to this morning is there was a king in the Bible, and he was not an Israelite. He was a heathen king. And this king was really full of himself. And the prophet came to him and said, you really better watch yourself, or God's going to deal with you. A year later, this king was standing in a tower overlooking his kingdom, and he said, what a wonderful kingdom I have built. And while the words were still in his mouth, God said, the things spoken of you will be fulfilled. And he was like an animal for 7 years. And at the end of 7 years, his right mind returned to him, and he looked up and he said, there is only one God, the maker of all things. That king was Nebuchadnezzar. And he said there is but one God. So I've said here on the air several times that, actually more than several times, I've said it a lot. Nobody has ever walked into my office and said, you know, Gilbert, I believe I pay too much. I believe I don't pay enough in taxes. I want to pay some more. How can I pay some more taxes? Nobody's ever said that. Everybody comes into my office and says, I pay way too much. I want to pay less. I want to give this government less. And a friend of mine who I really consider a sister. Not just a sister in the Lord, but just a sister. Wonderful person. She's a faithful listener. We talk quite a bit. She actually used to be an enrolled agent. She was an enrolled agent for many years, worked for the IRS in a high position. So it's always interesting to talk to her, just her insight, her input. I value very much. She's got a unique way of seeing things. We were talking about this subject, and she actually approached me about it and said, I heard what you said. Nobody's ever come up to you and said, I don't pay enough taxes. How can I pay more taxes? She said, why do you think that is? And the answer is, we don't feel we get value from our government. Last night, my wife and I went out to get a sandwich, and I'll say we went to Louis in Forest City. We need a little plug bell, ding, ding, ding. We went, had a meatball sub, had a little salad, took some cannolis home to have with some hot tea. It was wonderful. Went to pay the bill. Oh, very reasonable. Very reasonable. We felt we got our money's worth. And we have 100 transactions every day in our life. You go to Bi-Lo, you go to Food Lion, you go to Ingles. Yeah, that's okay, great, no problem. You don't walk away feeling like you got robbed. Yet we feel we get robbed by our government. Why is that? I don't have an answer, but it's just something we really need to look at when we come forward. We have a tax bill that just got passed. And my software does this really interesting thing this year. I've already done and e-filed 8 tax returns. Oh, yeah, Jay. We've been busy over at Gilbert's Tax Practice. We've been very busy. And I've got about another dozen in various states of being done. And I've already sent them off. So the software this year is doing something very interesting. The people that I get the software from added this. It takes this year's tax return and applies next year's tax bill to it, so that I can see. Yesterday, this is I was going to print it before I came, but I remember it. It just happened yesterday. I had a single man, came in, has a job, makes so much money. He got a refund yesterday. Actually, he got a federal refund. He ended up owing North Carolina like $10 or something. Good tax planning. Oh, yeah, good tax planning. Perfect tax planning. So he just has one job, simple return. But my software will now tell me if everything is the same, if he's still single and he still has the same job, he's still making the same money, next year. And every tax return I've done, everybody would be getting back more money. In his case, he would be getting back double. Everybody would be getting back $1,500, $1,600. The one couple would be getting back, I don't remember the exact numbers, but everybody would be getting more. And I'm looking at this going, this is great. And I'm telling people, I'm communicating to people, this is great. This is wonderful. People are going to get back more money. They readjusted the tax rates, and I don't know the exact date, Wednesday or Thursday. It downloaded into my payroll software Thursday. So we did payroll Thursday for yesterday, Friday's payroll, Thursday's payroll. Across the board, people got more money back. Was it a lot of money? No. Some people got $12. Now, this is net pay take home after taxes. They got, one person got $30 more. That was about the average. $30 more. That's every week. That's take home. That's nothing to laugh at. I don't know. Nancy Pelosi called it crumbs. I'm sorry, I don't have $400 million like Nancy does. $30 a week for me would be nice. And Jay's nodding his head. Be nice for him too. Really, if anybody disagrees, please call me. Tell me, Gilbert, you're way wrong on this. So just getting back to why do we... So I tell people this, and they say, oh no, this tax bill's terrible. And we go, wait a minute, I just did your taxes. I'm telling you that next year you're going to get back $1,500 more. You just saw an increase in your paycheck, and you're telling me this tax bill's terrible. Why? Well, because in the media they said it was going to be terrible. Actually, that's the answers I'm getting. People, please stop believing what the media says. The Bible says you're deceived by your own consent. You know, what did Pontius Pilate say? What is truth? What is truth? I don't want to be deceived. I don't want to be deceived. So as my friend and I were talking about this, you know, the perceived value that we're not getting from our government, might we see that turn where people feel they're getting value from their government? I would argue that we could. That could happen. But in this atmosphere of just vitriol, I mean, just poison for the sake of poison. I mean, this poor guy couldn't walk across the White House lawn without being criticized for it. No, they were mocking the way he walked. Somebody was. CNN, they're running out of things to talk about. I mean, they attacked him for having 2 scoops of ice cream at the dinner. Oh, that was, yes, CNN. Hard-hitting news. Yeah, he had 2 scoops of ice cream. Everybody else had 1. Because, of course, they want to talk about him being overweight. I mean, everything. They just want to talk. They just want to talk, and they just want to spew their venom. The bottom line, though, is if God put him there, and that's what I want to leave people with on this note. Let's go ahead and we'll take a break here shortly. I just want to leave with that. God is God. You know, a prophet said one time, don't limp and halt between 2 opinions. If God is God, serve God. If Baal's God, serve Baal. Let's go ahead and take a break. This is Gilbert Talks Taxes, WCAB 590 AM.
I want to welcome Tim Schlabach and Foothills PhotoWorks, a professional hybrid commercial photography studio. If you're concerned about your social media image, listen up. Whether you're an executive, real estate broker, lawyer, or business owner, your image matters now more than ever. And you know first impressions count. Whether you need professional portraits, corporate headshots, images of your products or facility, aerial photography, and videos of buildings, boats, or large acreage, affordable professional help is here for you. Foothills PhotoWorks can create media that will help your prospects get to know you better and help you look your best. Call for an appointment. That number is 828-668-2304. Mention this ad and receive 15% off your first session. That's 828-668-2304. Foothills PhotoWorks, your media professionals.
My closet keeps shrinking my clothes. And if you have that problem, take them to Nancy at Nancy's Alteration Shop at 610 South Broadway, Forest City. Call Nancy today at 429-6900. Wear the clothes you like to wear. Let Nancy bring them back to life for you. That's Nancy's Alteration Shop, 610 South Broadway, Forest City.
We are back. This is Gilbert Talks Taxes, WCAB 590 AM. Again, my telephone number is 828-289-9300. If you want your tax return prepared by me, you want business advice, you want me to do the bookkeeping for your business, the accounting for your business, your payroll, financial planning, you want me to review what you're doing, those are all things I do. If you have a problem with the IRS or North Carolina, we always tend to think of everything as the IRS, but it's not. I deal with all kinds of taxes, local, state. I was helping a man with some property tax the other day. But state taxes, North Carolina, South Carolina, here where we live, there's a lot of people that work in South Carolina, people that work in South Carolina. Live in South Carolina, work in North Carolina. I actually have clients. We haven't done a count lately, but we have clients all over the country. I have clients all over the world. Americans that live in other countries that have to file an American tax return. If you need me, call me, 828-289-9300. My email address is gilbert@gilbertcarmona.com. If you have a question, you can call me here at the studio, 828-287-3356. Okay, let me get right into it. I want to warn small business owners, and I'm specifically saying small business owners because there is a scam out there right now specifically targeting you to get your information. Small business owners. Even though this has hit big businesses, let me tell you what the scam is. The scam is, now this came from the IRS because they are really monitoring this. This is a Form W-2 phishing scam. So a phishing scam is where you will get an email. They literally go phishing. They'll send out these emails, and these computers can send out millions of emails at one time. They'll send out emails, and this one is, they're calling it the Form W-2 phishing scam. So what is happening is, this is the time of the year when everybody's preparing W-2s, as well as 1099s. Those W-2s have a lot of information on them. They have most of them, especially if you do the certain form that gives the payroll deduction information, they'll have a social security number, an EIN number, a name and address, and the withholding, state and federal withholding, plus the amounts. So the W-2 scam, they're calling it one of the most dangerous phishing emails to hit the tax community right now. It's been in the last 2 seasons we've seen it. This affects really all types of employers, from small to large. Public schools, don't feel that if you have a position in a public school, especially, or any kind of government, you're in human resources, hospitals, tribal governments. I just spoke with a CPA involved with Cherokee, the Cherokee Nation, and we talked about some of these things. This is affecting a lot of people. And charities. Basically what they want is those social security numbers with a name. That to these people is literally gold, because through the internet they can get a date of birth easy. And I've said it before, that Facebook, people are like, how did I get hacked? I can go to your Facebook and know more about you than you could imagine. You're standing there, there's a picture of you holding a birthday cake with your birth date right there, saying today is my birthday, or cake day, or whatever they call it. That's the big thing now, it's my cake day. Their cake day. Really? You just told the whole world your birthday. Which that, with a social and a name, is all I need for ID theft. So people are not guarding this stuff. So people, please. So how is this hitting small businesses? So this email comes from, it could be from the IRS, which the email address, the IRS never sends you an email. The IRS will not email you asking you for information. Never, ever. You will get a letter. Now, in certain cases, you may be working with an agent on a matter, and you may be emailing. That's totally different. You know who you're working with. You're emailing specifically with a person. And even that, most of the agents I deal with want to fax or mail. I overnight stuff to them, or I'll fax. A lot of faxing, because that, it's there on their desktop. They get it, and they whatever, and fax it right back. That is the preferred method with them when you're working on a case. Anything else is done over the mail. So you'll get an email that'll come from irs.net, irs.whatever. The only official email address for the IRS is irs.gov. That's it. There's nothing else. Or you'll get this thing with a string, and IRS will be in the string. And it'll say, there's a discrepancy with your W-2s. Can you please email us a PDF of your 2017 W-2s? Sincerely yours, the IRS. And people are doing it. They are sending a PDF of W-2s to this email address. So they, in 2017, there were 900 large cases reported to the IRS. I had a man come whose company, this was 2 years ago, his company had been, somebody in human resources fell for this scam. She got an email from supposedly a top manager. He had his email compromised, and they were being intercepted. So she sends this man the complete employment records for 197 employees. So when the man does his tax return, it comes back that a tax return had already been filed using your social. Not only, but anyway, so another information too. So he went back to his tax preparer, and they said, "This is beyond me. You need to go see a real expert." So he came to me, and there was a whole procedure we had to do, and it involves filing a police report because your ID's been stolen. It is a theft. So if you're a small business owner, please just be aware of this. And they'll tie it somehow into, they want to get you to react and not think and just do it. So they'll threaten you with, now this is not in the IRS's notice, but this is what I have seen, like the phone calls, there's an arrest warrant out for you. So they'll try to threaten you. If you don't send us this, there will be a $500 per W-2 penalty because your W-2s are wrong. And if you're a small person and you did your own, or you had a local person do it, you go, well, they did it wrong. Let's go ahead and fix this. I don't want to pay a penalty. So they do it right away, and I am just shocked. And they do their homework. These people, like the executive I just told you about, they knew his name and his emails. So they'll know who the CEO is. They'll know who the principal of your school is. They'll send somebody in HR an email from the principal saying, I really need those records now. I'm going into a meeting. Can you please get them to me right away? If I don't get them right now, I'll be late for this meeting. So the person, and really most people are, they would do it. I mean, people have wired huge amounts of money on stuff like this. So so what can you do? Okay, you get this email. By the way, don't ever click on any links in these emails, because that link will download a virus or a piece of software, and you don't always know it happened. You may have a piece of software working in your computer stealing data, and you don't even know it's there. So if you get one of these, there is the IRS has an email address, dataloss@irs.gov, and you can send them the information, and they are going after these people. Remember last year in India, they arrested 90 plus people in one of the largest internet frauds targeting this. You can go to irs.gov, that's irs.gov, and look up W-2 scam or ID theft or anything if you have any questions. If you get an email that you don't know, don't answer it. Don't reply. Don't do anything. Find out. We have a policy in our office, and I've got to say, my staff has really been good about this. If my head bookkeeper, if she doesn't know that you're sending her an email, and she gets an email from you, supposed to be from you, she will call you before she even opens that email. And she'll say, Jay, did you just send me an email? And you think, well, that takes a lot of time and stuff. I get a lot of emails. Well, you know what? We've never been compromised. We've never had a hack. We've never been whatever. And if you say, no, I didn't send you an email, that thing gets deleted. We don't even look at it. I don't even care what it says. I'm not going to look at it. So just be aware, you small business owners, this is the time of the year for this. Okay, so any questions on that, please feel free to call me or go to irs.gov. Now, before we take a break, I talked about this 2 weeks ago, and I had quite a few questions about this. So this must have been a hot button somewhere. The IRS, I said it was 2 weeks ago. I said taxpayer advocate, they're an agency. They're not in the IRS. They're actually an external agency that was created to help you, the taxpayer. That's why they're called taxpayer advocate. If I can't resolve a matter within the IRS, I take that matter to taxpayer advocate. They don't take every case that comes to them. They review and then they take a case. Taxpayer advocate can move cases through. Now, they may not always work out your way, but at least you'll get the thing resolved. It's just not going to sit in some agency on somebody's desk forever. So Taxpayer Advocate publishes every year their letter to Congress. And in the letter, they have suggestions of what would make the IRS better. And one of the suggestions was not to repeal this, but to take a serious look at this little piece of law. There's a little piece of law in the FAST Act of 2015. Those of you that remember, it was called Fixing America's Surface Transportation, or the FAST Act. That was the act that was supposed to be a transportation act, but had thousands of other laws stuck in there about everything that had nothing to do with transportation. This is the law that moved the filing dates for partnerships and S corps. So the FAST Act, in that law, there is a requirement, and this is law, that the IRS notify the State Department of taxpayers the IRS has certified as owing, and I'm reading this from the IRS, as owing a seriously delinquent tax debt. That was Notice 2018-1. They reiterated that this year. So the IRS will be notifying the State Department. What does that mean? The FAST Act requires the State Department to deny a passport application or deny renewal of their passport, and in some cases, Christy, this is what we were talking about last night, my wife Christy here, they can revoke their passport if you owe the IRS money. Now, as a side note, there's a whole argument about whether this is even constitutional or not. Can the IRS, as a United States citizen, can the IRS restrict your right as a citizen, fundamental right, to leave and come into the country? So that's a whole other topic for constitutional lawyers, and at some point we are wondering if this is going to make its way in the court system to even be heard. What's probably not, I mean, this would be an expensive one to fight. I mean, there's no attorneys that are going to take this one on pro bono. This one's going to be complicated. So, taxpayers affected by this law are those with a seriously delinquent tax bill. A taxpayer with a seriously delinquent tax bill is generally someone who owes the IRS more than $51,000 in back taxes, penalties, and interest, for which the IRS has filed a notice of federal tax lien, and the period to challenge the IRS has expired, which is your diligence, your period to petition tax court. That's expired. You have your 90 days after you get your statutory notice of deficiency. After you get that, then your right to take this to tax court is expired. So pretty much your remediation on that $51,000 or more is you owe it at that point. So what do you do? What do you do? What do you do if you owe this money and you're in danger? Now, most people aren't traveling this, and most people that owe the IRS a lot of money aren't traveling. The theory is they want to stop people from leaving the country that owe money to, like, go away and not pay their money. I mean, we've seen famous people do this. You know, there's people that have, I mean, there's a list of celebrities that have left the country to not pay tax debt. Nina Simone from Tryon is one that's allegedly left the country to not pay her tax bill. And there's others. I should bring that list one day. It's interesting. So they leave the country to not pay. So that's the issue here. That's what they're trying to prevent. Flight risks is what they're trying to prevent. But what about business people? I have clients, I just said earlier, I have expatriates that work in other countries and have to file American tax returns. Well, if they can't leave the country, they can't work, because that's their job, is to work in other countries. So this really could affect a lot of people, potentially. It does affect a lot of people. So how to avoid having the IRS notify the State Department of your seriously delinquent tax debt? Well, pay the tax bill in full, Jay. That's always advisable. Pay the tax debt timely under an approved installment agreement. I did a whole show on installment agreements. And if you've got questions on that, call me. You can pay it timely with an accepted offer and compromise. I've done a whole show on offer and compromises also. It's not just getting your offer and compromise, it's paying it off timely is also the key to that. Paying the tax debt timely under terms of a settlement. You can enter into a settlement agreement. Having requested or having a pending collection due process appeal. If you're in an appeal, During that period, they will not sequester your or deny your passport. Having collections suspended because a taxpayer has made an innocent spouse election. That is, the innocent spouse election is also the innocent spouse relief. That is, if the reason you're in this mess is because of your spouse. Your spouse's tax burden became your tax burden because you filed a married filing joint return. Now, who will not, we'll go ahead and take a break right after this, who will not be at risk? If you're in bankruptcy and your tax debt is, now you cannot file bankruptcy on tax debt, but bankruptcy can affect your tax debt, so the outcome won't be known until the bankruptcy's over with. So that would put that on hold. If you're a victim of tax-related identity theft, what I was just talking about earlier, see the implications of this, see why this is so, it's like tentacles. It goes from one thing to another. This ID theft is just going to be, we haven't seen the full implication of it. If your account is not currently collectible due to hardship, if you're in a federally declared disaster zone, you're in installment agreement again, and you've got your pending offer and compromise. If you have any more questions on this, look this up. If you're a person that owes more than $51,000 in taxes, you've got other problems than just them coming after you. Feel free to give me a call on that. Let's go ahead and take a break. I'm a few minutes over. This is Gilbert Talks Taxes, WCAB 590 AM.
This is Gilbert. If you owe the IRS past due taxes, don't call those toll-free national numbers. Local, affordable help is right here in Rutherford County. Stop garnishments, levies, and liens. Call Gilbert Carmona at 828-289-9300. All initial consultations are free. Call Gilbert, 828-289-9300.
We are back right here, WCAB 590 AM. When you said that was a short break, that was a short break. This is enough for me to drink some water. Good morning, everyone. The temperature, 33.6 on this January 20th day. Those of you live streaming us, I hope I didn't lose everybody on that last one. That got a little deep there, but that's my life. That's what I do every day. Read these IRS publications. Those of you, www.wcab59.com. Northland Cable Channel subscribers, good morning. Thank you for listening on Northland Cable Channel 5. So the big question that I get this time of the year is, do I have to file? Do I have to file a tax return? A lot of people ask that question. Well, you've got people in retirement, students that just have little part-time jobs, adults that have part-time jobs. For whatever reason can't work, people on disability. So a lot of people call me, do I have to file? The IRS actually at their website, again, irs.gov/filing, or you can search on their website filing. They have a lot of information on this. In most cases, okay, whether you have to file depends on a few things. Well, obviously, did you make money or not? That's number one. Some people who actually made very little money, there's a lot of reasons why you would want to file, even if it is a zero return. People want to file a zero return. Now, North Carolina, I've spoken with revenue agents, and their general take on the thing is, even if you have a zero return, they want you to file a tax return. Here's an example of where that would affect somebody. A person that lives in North Carolina, works in another place, and pays their taxes to that other place because they have withholding. So they're working in whatever, pick a state. They're working in that state, they have money withheld, the money goes to that state. You do not have to pay taxes twice. You don't pay taxes in that state or in North Carolina. So you pay taxes in that state because the money was earned in that state. Okay? So when the tax return gets reconciled, that state, you might get a little refund, or you might owe some more money to that state based on the amount of money you made and the withholding. But North Carolina is zero. So the question has been, do I even need to file a North Carolina tax return? Well, North Carolina would like you to file a tax return, because later, when their computer is auditing, looking through this, they call those gaps. You have a gap. And then they may want you to explain those gaps. I actually had a situation where a young lady, went to work in Florida. Florida has no state income tax. That's why a lot of people retire there. There is one of the many reasons why people retire there. There is no state income tax. They get their tax revenue from many other sources. They have higher than a state that might have income tax, higher sales tax, as an example. They might have higher tax on fuel. They might have higher tax on, consumables. That is the alternative. So they're getting money to run their government somehow. It's just how. A lot of people feel that's a better way to be taxed because you're taxing actual consumption versus income. So taxing income, they feel is a detriment. That's a whole conversation for people that know a lot more about this than I do. So they go to Florida. Florida has no state income tax. Well, so this girl went down there to worked there for I think 3 years. Then she moved back to North Carolina. Started working back in North Carolina. North Carolina, their computer calculated how much she had made on her federal tax return, because they have that data, and sent her a bill for $3,000 because she didn't pay her state taxes. Well, she didn't live in the state. The computer just arbitrarily did this because she didn't have a zero tax return. Well, my argument was she wasn't even living here. The last mailing address they had for her was North Carolina. So their computer will do this kind of stuff. And, of course, we wrote a letter, proved she was in Florida, and they waived all the money. She didn't know anything, but the fact that we had to go through that. So that's why they want you to file a zero tax return if you're still using this as your mailing address and you're still living here. Okay, so who needs to file? So generally speaking, it just depends on your age and your filing status. Now, other rules may apply if you're self-employed. If you're self-employed, there's no minimum because you've got to pay that self-employment tax from $1 of profit. So you got to be aware of that. If you're a dependent of another person. For example, if a taxpayer is single and younger than 65, they must file their tax. They must file their tax return if your income was at least $10,400. Because what happens is your standard deduction is $10,400. So if you made less than that, your taxable income would be zero. So at $10,400 for a single person is where it starts for you to file. Another factor here, though, is did you get a refund? Would you get a refund? Did you pay taxes where you would get a refund? Let's say you just had a little part-time job and you made $5,000, $4,000, but they withheld income tax. They might have withheld $100, $300, $500, whatever you put down. They withheld. Well, you're going to get that money back, all of it, if you made that little bit of money. So you need to file a tax return to claim that refund. Otherwise, and I'm going to talk about this in a little bit, if you wait more than 3 years, you can't claim those refunds. They're gone. There's a statutory period now for filing for refunds. So to claim a refund. Did you prepare a tax return last year and you carry forward your refund? A lot of people, especially if it's a small refund, a lot of people will say, well, let the IRS keep it and apply it to next year's taxes. There may be a claim there. Retired people, they say, well, we're married, filing jointly, and all the income we're getting is Social Security and a very small pension. We're below the threshold for filing. But on that pension, did they withhold any taxes? If you're below the filing threshold, you will get that money back. And it may not be a lot of money, but it's money. That's yours, that you can claim just by filing a form. Now, if you're only getting back, $50, $75, it doesn't make sense to pay a tax preparer, $100, $150, $200, whatever, to do your tax return. It doesn't make sense. But there are free alternatives for you. to do this. Now, I know State Employees Credit Union used to file tax returns for free for their clients. They're not doing that anymore. Now, a basic tax return there is $75. They just got away from the free. I don't know why. But there are I know volunteers go to various senior centers and file tax returns for free. And the IRS at their website, irs.gov, if you're eligible, there's a little criteria you got to go through there. You can actually free file there, and many people are eligible for that, for free filing. I think the threshold $66,000 or less. You can free file, and now these are basic tax returns. Once they get complicated, meaning you have complicated income, Schedule C's, things like that, Schedule A, you cannot free file. You need to either do it yourself or you need to see a professional. But don't just assume. Look at your documents that come. You may be leaving some money on the table, and it could be hundreds of dollars. You don't know. You might have had withholding that you're not aware of. So look at these documents and make sure. If you have any more questions, again, you can go to irs.gov, but don't just assume. Jay, let's go ahead and take our last break. Let's take our last break, and I'm going to get back, and I'm going to get into some real exciting stuff. This is Gilbert Talks Taxes, WCAB 590 AM.
It's official. I'm celebrating another year of looking fabulous, all because of RSL Salon. Whether it's a hairstyle, a manicure, or a pedicure, call Robin at 289-9110 because everyone deserves to look fabulous. That's 289-9110. I want to tell you about a little-known Rutherford County gem, Integrity Marble and Granite, located at 287 Shiloh Road in Forest City. They are the premier stone fabrication company in the western North Carolina region. They specialize in granite, marble, and natural stone, offering complete design and installation. Their design center and Kohler showroom features vanities, decorative accessories, bathroom, and kitchen fixtures. You do not have to go to Charlotte or Asheville for this kind of quality. We have it right here in Forest City. Stop in their showroom and browse their beautiful displays, or you can call 828-247-8801 for a free quote. You can also go to their website, www.integritymarblegranite.com, and look at the pictures and see samples of their available materials. Now, mention you heard it on Gilbert Talks Taxes, and they will give you $100 off any sink purchase. That's Integrity Marble and Granite.
Good morning. We are back. This is Gilbert Talks Taxes, WCAB 590 AM. Let me give my telephone number out again, 828-289-9300. You can email me, gilbert@gilbertcarmona.com. So while we're doing plugs and we're doing commercials, Jesse James Railroad Express, I just got a text from them. They're there waiting for me with a bear claw. A bear claw and coffee. He has got some unbelievable coffee. I think he won Rutherford County's best coffee house. Oh yes, that Peaberry is unbelievable. So I'll be stopping by there for my bear claw. They're listening right now. And Open Box, please visit Open Box. Stephen, what he's got there is unbelievable. The bicycles, exercise equipment, furniture, men's shoes, mattresses. It's just, and it's always changing. It's always, every time I go in there, there's something new. He's right across from McDonald's and in front of Bilo. There, it used to be a video store, and then it was something else, and now it's Open Box. And tell Stephen you heard it on Gilbert Talks Taxes. You know what Stephen will give you? Absolutely nothing, because those prices are so low. He's got nowhere to go. He likes when I say that, and he will give you something. Just mention me. So earlier I said, say goodbye to unclaimed tax refunds. Well, if you have not filed, here's a scenario, I have not filed a tax return for the past 5 years. I'm not worried about that because I know that tax penalties are assessed based on dollars owed. Okay, everybody, if you don't file a tax return, and the IRS owes you money, I've talked about this before. What they'll do is your employer files their W-2. W-2 goes, works its way through the system. It gets put on your account with your Social Security number at the IRS. If you don't file a tax return, their little computer will automatically file a tax return for you. It's called in lieu of you filing it. So they'll file it. If you don't owe any money, they're not going to send you a letter and say, hey, Jay, we just did your tax return and we owe you $590. You really need to call Gilbert. Do you have his telephone number? Call Gilbert, and Gilbert will fix you up and you can get that $590. No, they don't do that. You don't. But if you owe them money, you will get a letter. You will get a letter, and that letter will say, you owe us money, you owe us this much money. And the way they do in lieu of tax returns is they put you down as single with 0 dependents. So let's say you're married and you have 3 dependents. You're not going to owe the same amount of money that a single person with 0 dependents owes. So they'll do that for you. So let's say some people, and I've actually had this, people worry that they say, I'm not worried about it because I knew I would have gotten a refund. It was only going to be a little bit of money, so I'm not worried about it. Okay? Well, I really think I just don't think you're being a good fiduciary. You're not being a good steward of your money. It's not that you want to get every dollar that's yours. It's just, it's your money. And you really later you could have other problems. Let's say whatever. I mean, you apply for a loan for a house. They want tax returns. Or just 100 things you need to verify proof of income. You haven't filed a tax return. Plus, it's just bad stewardship. So what happens is, like the one man said, thank you for helping with the deficit. Because what happens is, after so many years, and this new tax bill is changing it, so after 3 years from the filing date for that year, it's a little confusing, but it's 3 years. So right now, this April, we're closing April 15th, actually April 17th this year, closes the filing window on 2017. So you can go back 3 years. So we're going to be closing the window this April on 2015. So you can go back and claim these refunds for 3 years. Okay, anything beyond that, you cannot claim your refunds. So a person, and a lot of people don't know, a lot of people that I have had come to me, and I do their tax returns, these prior year tax returns, they're shocked at how much money they get back or would have gotten back if the thing expired. Because I'll have people that won't file tax returns for many years, and the IRS will send them a letter saying, you've got this problem, we need to get you current. For us to resolve your problem, you've got to file those tax returns. So I do their tax returns, and in 2012, they would have gotten back $1,400. And they said, no, I thought it was just going to be a couple of hundred. No, the program is telling me it would have been $1,400, $1,200, $1,500, whatever. You should have filed your tax return. And they're just shocked. And now that's money they will never get. So be aware, you've got 3 years. That is the following April for that prior year. So we're going to close the window on 2015 this April 17th. So just know that anything beyond that, you won't be able to claim those refunds. Okay, this is very important. People, I'm surprised every year at how much money people just leave laying there. And I just mentioned the dates. Let me go ahead and mention them again. The IRS said that the first day to e-file was going to be January 29th, but I've already filed 8 tax returns and they've all been accepted. So their servers are open and they are receiving, I don't know if they're receiving test refunds or whatever. Normally they just sit on the server. I'm sorry, I said refunds. Returns, thank you. Test returns. I don't think, what I was thinking is, I don't think it's going to speed your refund up any. But the first official day to e-file is January 29th, according to the IRS. But I filed 8, and they've all been accepted already. Now, I have not gotten back North Carolina acceptance on any of them, or South Carolina acceptance on any of them, but I have gotten back federal acceptance. Refunds. If your refund involves child tax credit, earned income tax credit, by law, the IRS will be holding those refunds until February 15th. So your tax return will not even process. Yes, it'll go to the server. Yes, it'll be accepted. But it will not process until February 15th. They're reviewing them all for ID theft. They're scrutinizing them and making sure these dependents are who they say they are, or they are who you say they are, and that you in fact can claim them. So they're giving them an extra layer of scrutiny. Those refunds will be released after that. They're saying you can anticipate receiving those refunds towards the end of February. The website keeps saying February 27th. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about that. Okay, I'm going to talk about... Now, I'm not even going to get into the nuts and bolts of this one, but if you're a small business owner and you know that you have in the past used Section 1031, this is major. I know there's several of you that listen to me that are my clients. I'm on top of this already for you, how this is going to affect you. Those of you that aren't, if you know you have Section 1031 exchanges, the IRS has changed the way we're doing this. It's all part of this new tax bill. The tax reform bill no longer allows Section 1031 exchanges on personal property. Personal property. Typically, what we think about is a business vehicle. Okay? Still categorized as personal property. The trade-in was the most common 1031 exchange of a business vehicle. Now, because of tax reform, the vehicle trade-in is simply the sale of an old vehicle to a dealer or whoever and the purchase of a new vehicle. The sale to the dealer creates a gain or a loss, and the sale is just an outright, on the sale, it's just an outright sale. So, having a taxable event doesn't necessarily mean you're going to pay more taxes. It just means that it's no longer allowed. That's what I'm saying. I'm watching it for you folks. If you pay self-employment taxes, you actually might be able to come out ahead on a sell and buy strategy instead of a 1031 strategy. Those of you that work with me on it know that I look at it both ways. We just don't automatically jump on a 1031. People do that. 1031's better. Exchange. Not always. You want to look at that. So just know that they've been done away with, period. So going forward, but if you had one recently, just be aware of the implications of that going forward, and that it's not going to be business as usual on those. Because there are people that just Section 131 them things and they just keep rolling them. And the same thing with other property. Okay, now this one is really going to hit home for some people. This one is really going to hit home for some people. If you are self-employed or you are a small business owner and you do a lot of entertaining, and why are you laughing, Jay? Entertaining.
Playing golf.
Well, playing golf, that's the big one. Yes, yes. Have you been reading my notes? Nope. Yes, playing golf is the big one. Okay, you do entertainment. Oh, this tax bill killed all that. You really gotta be good. All the wives whose husbands play golf just went good. I heard them all. First, okay, they reduced, and this stuff gets complicated. You really need to talk to your tax preparer about this, but you need to know now, the 20th day of January, that it all changed January 1st. What you can deduct as entertainment and what you can't, and how you do it. Because you don't want to get stuck next year. Look, if your tax preparer is not talking about this stuff with you now, you've really got a problem. You better find somebody new. Please call me, 828-289-9300. But that's not the only reason I'm saying this, because this is going to impact. I have several clients that this entertaining, what we put under meals and entertainment is a big way they do business. They have events where they bring people in, and they'll pay for their meal, and they'll pitch their product. So just things like that. You take two clients out to dinner, husband and wife. You take them out to dinner. Well, Jay's holding his finger up. 1 minute. 1 minute. No, Jay. No, Jay. Okay, so I'm gonna get into this more next week. Well, okay, so business meals with clients and prospects, that's no longer deductible. Golf, skiing, tickets for football, baseball, basketball, soccer, taking clients to Disneyland or Disney World, really, cruises. Oh, cruises, no, cruises are out. And the IRS is heavily scrutinizing cruises. If you're taking a business client on a cruise, forget that. That's not even, shouldn't even be in your marketing. Now, they are allowing certain things, but they have to be done certain ways. I'm going to be talking about this next week. Jay's getting ready to put his finger on that button. I'm going to get into this because this is a whole topic. If you need me, my telephone number, one more time, 828-289-9300. Thank you for listening. This has been Gilbert Talks Taxes. See you next Saturday from 8 to 9, right here, WCAB 590 AM.
Senate getting the votes.
We should kick off the weekend with plenty of sunshine today and little in the way of cloud cover. We'll see a southwesterly breeze warm us a little more than yesterday with highs about 54 to 60. Overnight tonight, mostly clear skies. Late tonight, there may be some areas of low clouds or fog. We'll have lows overnight in the low to mid-30s. We'll continue to warm up some on Sunday under mostly sunny to sunny skies. Tomorrow's highs upper 50s to low 60s. Then we'll see increasing cloudiness by Monday. I'm meteorologist Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
Get the first weather forecast every morning at 6:05 here on AM 59 WCAB Rutherfordton.
It's their job to keep the government open. It's their job to work with us on a way to move things forward.
This hour, House lawmakers are gathering and senators will be back in session at noon, but many federal services are now suspended or hanging in the balance until lawmakers cut a deal. ABC's David Wright is on Capitol Hill.
The planes will still fly, the mail will still be delivered, and the troops will still guard America's shores, but many of those workers will be doing so without a paycheck if this thing goes on, because the government simply doesn't have the money to pay them. They'll have to take it on credit. And meanwhile, hundreds of thousands of federal government workers who are in quote-unquote non-essential jobs, they will face furloughs, and that could prove trying for their families, difficult for Americans, and expensive for the U.S. government.
The shutdown coincides with the one-year marker of President Trump's inauguration. Marches that took place around the country last year will go on today.
You're going to hear a message of solidarity, and you're going to hear the message that we tried to convey last year, which is that we are marching and demonstrating for women's rights and for human rights and for civil rights.
New York organizer Sarah Steinhardt. You're listening to ABC News.
Have you ever thought about saying goodbye to your job? Just walking into your boss and saying, I quit. And how would you like to commute to work without ever leaving your home? Well, not long ago, a 39-year-old entrepreneur from a billionaire family spent $20 million in 3 years to find the best home-based business in North America. He researched 70 different companies, and when he found the only one that had real long-term potential, he bought it. And right now, he's looking for people to help him turn this company into his next billion-dollar success story. So if you're serious about making money from home without having to leave your home, well, grab a pen. Because I'm about to give you the address of a website where you can learn all about this unique and rare opportunity. Write this down, www.goherenext.com. Now get on your computer and go to this site now. Part-time or full-time, your income is based totally on your performance. Interested? GoHereNext.com and say goodbye to your boss tomorrow. GoHereNext.com.
In just a few weeks, the Olympic Winter Games will get underway. Today, International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach announcing that North and South Korea will march together during the opening ceremony of those Winter Games.
I'm sure that this will be a very emotional moment, not only for all Koreans, but for the entire world.
A delegation from North Korea will also participate in the Games. The IOC will grant accreditations to North Korea for 22 athletes in 3 sports and 5 disciplines, including figure skating, short track speed skating, cross-country skiing and alpine skiing, and in a unified women's hockey team. United Airlines says it's going to save a few bucks by changing some things you probably won't notice. ABC's Scott Goldberg has details.
In an industry where profits lately have been measured by the billions of dollars, this is true penny pinching. United Airlines says it's going to save $290,000 by printing its in-flight magazine Hemispheres on lighter paper. Each magazine will be 1 ounce lighter, saving fuel over time. So will reducing the amount of orange juice on certain flights, and on others, United is reducing the number of wine arcs offered in the wine tasting service, which who knew United had anyway? And another question. What if you kept the OJ and stopped printing Hemispheres altogether? People might miss the OJ. Scott Goldberg, ABC News.
This is ABC News.
With the stock market at all-time highs, cash in your profits now and invest in an asset.